Salutations viewers, my name is Game Name and welcome back to my Legends of Runeterra patch notes review. Now we're on patch 3.16.0 as of 9/27/2022, and looks like we got a lot of card updates here for you guys. So in patch 3.16.0 they got buffs, oh man, to a bunch of characters: Leona, Nocturne, Tahm Kench, Master Yi, Fiora, Swain, Sun Guardian, Morning Light, Solari, Stellacorn, Sunburst, Vilemal, the Twisted Tree Line, Ayula, Paper Tree, Shrieking Spinner, Ritual of Renewal, Ripper's Bay, Leviathan, Magical Journey, Realm's Caretaker, Grumpy Rock Bear, Funsmith, Mammoth Shaman, Mammoth Ranger, and Windsinger. But they are nerfing Riptide Sermon, Sainin Thousand-Tailed, Hate Spike, Viego, Concurrent Timelines, The Harrowing, Mark of the Storm, Rite of the Calling, and Decimate. So of course that opened up in a new tab for me here. So that's just a sneak peek at every card that's going to be updated this patch. So let's take a much closer look. So Leona, her change went from 4C to 5C gains keyword challenger. And then her level 2 went from overwhelmed to challenger. And then her new is Daybreak, or when you activate another Daybreak, stun the strongest enemy and give me barrier this round. So like they said, they wanted to give Daybreak a new look and make sure that Leona was still a bright star in the center of her deck, as she is a one-woman army. Sun Guardian, old 6C and then 6/5. Daybreak gave me +4/+4 this round. So now new 3C 2/3. Well, so the C means cost for you guys. So it used to be a 6 cost card, and now it is, and it was 6/5, but now it is a 3 cost card and it's a 2/3. So now it's Daybreak, and when you activate another Daybreak, grant me +1/+1. So it looks like they're bringing in a lot of Daybreak stuff here in order to bring it back. Morning Light, it was a 5 cost and a +2/+2, but now it is a 3 cost, and it gives allies +1/+1 this round, and it activates an ally's Daybreak effect. And Solari Stellacorn used to be a 5 cost 4/6, and it was Daybreak heal allies 3, but now it is a 4 cost 3/4 Daybreak, give other allies +0/+2 this round. So now definitely, these are definitely getting buffed for sure. Cost right here used to be 6 cost, now it's 5 cost. I like how they started including this in, I think this is the first patch they actually included the cost changes, like to this extent. They've included them before, but they never put the C in front of it, so this is really nice. Nocturne level 1, so his new level up, level 1, is attacking with fearsome allies will now also count towards leveling, which is pretty cool. And then Vilemal, keyword fearsome, other fearsome allies have +1/+1, and then just 0. And then the Twisted Tree Line has its new keywords: attacking with Nightfall allies will now also progress this landmark. Tahm Kench, or TK, will now create an acquired taste when summoned or rounds start. So they said finding TK late in the game could leave you in an awful taste in your mouth. Well, good play on words. But he wouldn't come to the table hungry, so they're making this change to make him a little more palatable. I love the terms. And his new level 2 is Tahm Kench will now create an acquired taste when summoned or round starts, so it's the same thing. Master Yi, his new description is the spell reduction cost will now persist through turn end, and the same applies to his level 2. Fiora used to be a 3 cost 3/2. Now she's a 4 cost 4/4, which I think this is a good change to Fiora. I know she's still a strong card even as a 3 cost 3/2. Okay, so yeah, when they did knock her off, she had trouble getting back into the competition, especially with all these new regions and cards being introduced. Fiora couldn't stand a chance as much, so I am glad that they are changing her back to give her a little bit more viability. Swain used to be a 3/6, now it's a 4/6. And then his base stats in his level 2 is 4/7, 5/7, and he gets a new keyword, Overwhelm. Alawi used to be a 1-5, now is a 1-6, and then for her level 1, and then for her level 2, she was a 2-6, now she's a 2-7. So that gives her a little extra oomph with her health. Then we have Oren. So his old was level up, an ally struck for 10 plus damage. Now it's level up, an ally has struck for 8 plus damage. So his level up condition was hard to meet at some points, but now it's able to be met a lot easier, so he should be easier to play. The nerfs are Viego, so he used to be a 5 cost 5-4. Now he's a 6 cost 6-5. Which more cost but up in stats. But like they said, Viego has been a top tier champion for a while, and they have no interest in ruining the king. They want to give opponents a fair chance, pretty much, or an opportunity to win. So they are giving him better stats, but the cost is going up pretty much. And that's his level 1. His level 2 is now 6 cost 7-6. Which actually his level 2 is pretty good for that cost. Hate Spike used to be 1 cost, now it's 2 costs for a fast spell, which isn't terrible, still very playable, but I'm assuming Hate Spike definitely was a very good spell to play. I didn't see it much, but that's because I am not in top tier stuff, so I'm sure this has seen a lot more play than I'm saying. And then Mark of the Storm, it was 3 damage, now it's 2 damage, so it's a nerf on how much damage is outputting. Satan Thousand Tailed, it was a 3-5, now it's a 3-3, so it is taking quite a hit in its health department. But apparently it did find its way into a lot of Ionian decks, so now I don't think we're going to see this card much more after this nerf. Riptide Sermon, so it was deal 4 to a unit, deal 2 to a Nexus. Now it's deal 3 to a unit and then deal 1 to the Nexus, so you are doing lesser amount of damage for this 6 cost card. So Decimate used to be 5 costs, now it's 6 costs, so you just got to be a little bit more mindful of your mana. The Harrowing used to be 9 costs, now it's 10 costs, which is a really good card to have for sure. So this is really nice that they are upping the cost of this, because it does revive 6 strongest allies that died this game, and it grants them ephemeral. I can never pronounce that fucking word. So it's a good card. It's like a one and like you use it, you pretty much won the game at that point, or made a big turn in the game. Rite of Calling now is 1 cost as a slow spell, so it got nerfed because it now costs something. Targon's Peak was 5 costs, now it's 6 costs. And then Concurrent Timelines was 1 cost, now it's 2 costs. So both just got an up in cost. Variety card buffs. So Ayula used to be play, give an ally spell shield and overwhelm this round, but now it's play, grant an ally spell shield or overwhelm this round. If you don't, grant it to me. So that is definitely a good buff for her, because if you don't give it, she at least gets it, so she can still be played by herself. Paper Tree, it used to be when an ally with an attachment attacks, grant that ally +1/+0, but now it is when an ally with an attachment attacks, grant that attachment +1/+0. So instead of the ally getting it, it's the attachment that gets it. And what they said, when the arrival of equipment, the Paper Tree just wasn't making the cut in most decks. So by buffing the attachment rather than the bearer, they think Paper Tree can fold in some more strategies, which I do agree with. Shrieking Spinner used to be a 2/5 with its attack as grant spider allies +1/+0, but now it's a 2/4 and its attack gives spider allies +2/+0 this round. So while it does take a hit in its health department, it does grant the allies +1 in their attack, which I do think makes it a lot more aggressive, and I don't see this isn't a bad change. I don't see this really as a nerf. Ritual of Renewal used to be a 7 cost slow spell, heal 7, draw 1. Now it's a 4 cost slow spell, heal 4, draw 1. I think that's fine. 7 costs, heal 7, 4 costs, heal 4. Still a pretty good card, especially as a slow spell. Ripper's Bay used to be when allies attack, before triggering Lurk, obliterate the top card of your deck if it doesn't have Lurk. But now it's when allies attack, before triggering Lurk, grant the top ally of your deck Lurk, and it becomes a Lurker. So what they have in this description, they've always wanted to have Ripper's Bay be in the decks more. But now it can let everyone in, put shark costumes on to get in on the fun, which I really like the addition because we didn't see a lot of play of Ripper's Bay. Hey, look at me rhyming. There's Leviathan, so it used to be an 8-cost 5/8 Overwhelm. Now when I'm summoned, draw Swain. Round start, deal 1 to the enemy nexus 3 times. Now it's a 7-cost 5/7, so it not only decrease in cost, but it decrease by 1 for its health. Overwhelm, when I'm summoned, draw Swain. Round start, deal 1 to the enemy nexus twice. So it deals 1 less damage to the enemy nexus, but I do think this is still a very good card. Magical Journey used to be plant a portal randomly in the top 4 cards on your deck and plant 3 chimes on random cards in your deck. But now it is plant a portal randomly in the top 4 cards of your deck and plant a chime on the top of card of your deck. So what did they say? Some of Nora's supporting cards have looked a little lost since her release. So they wanted to open up a few more options for the portal decks, especially more boon-centric strategies, which I do like because we did not see a lot of play for Magical Journey. Then we have Realm's Caretaker, which was a 4/4, now it's a 4/5. Got a little bit of a buff in its base stats. Grumpy Rock Bear, 5/4, now it's a 5/5. Little been bumped in its base stats, along with Funsmith, 1/3 to 2/3. Mammoth Shaman, 4/4 to 5/5. Definitely +1/+1 is really nice, especially for a 6 cost. And Mammoth Rager was a 6/6. Now it's a 7/7 for a 6 cost, which we'll probably see a lot more of these cards here. And then we have Windsinger, which used to be a 4/3. Now it's a 3/3 elusive. Now some would say while the base staff got nerfed, granting it elusive is really, really good. So it's definitely still a really good card. Now we have Corrupted Zoe. So here are her 2 items, her 2 splash arts here, which I do really like. She kind of gives me Sauron vibes in the one instance. And then here is the video. They're going crazy with the animations. I do like it though. Then we have Rugged Garen, which this was one of the first skins I got for Garen, so I really liked this skin. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really good. And then here is the animation. Look how big his fucking shoulders are every time. It cracks me up. It's good. And then we have editor's note, no new deer skin, Sag. I love that. Then we have Miscellaneous, where Mark of the Storm has escaped captivity and will live as these patch notes with the rest of the balance changes dropping on Wednesday as normally scheduled. And Leona's Path of Champions level up reward has been updated in light of her changes. Then they have the Darkened Saga. Domination does not contain seasonal tournament. Instead, Worlds will be right around the corner, so there will be no seasonal tournament. The Awakening seasonal tournament will be the last chance to qualify, where Worlds and invites will be extended to the top 8, which is pretty awesome. If you still haven't nabbed your spot, start training now. And many players are eager to hear more about Worlds. And then the infamous bug fixes, which is always there. I like this patch note. I like that they're now starting to include the costs with the 5C, 4C. But now that they're giving us more updates, kind of like, okay, here at a glance, this is the buffs and the nerfs, so you don't have to scroll through all of them. And then you have the choice to scroll through all of them. So I like these right off the bat. I think it's really nice. But this is a good patch along with the patches from 3.15. So let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part from 3.16 was in regards to the buffs and or nerfs. Like, what card gave you the most trouble? But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I highly appreciate your time as always. But please do not forget to subscribe and or follow not only to my YouTube, but to my Twitch. You guys know where my YouTube is at, but you can find my Twitch at twitch.tv/thegamedame. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.